Hey y'all, these two little children, Miracle and Tony Crook, went missing last week on Friday. Sadly, their bodies have been found today. Well, their bodies were found yesterday, but they've been positively ID'd today. The mother has been arrested. I'm, I think that she was arrested on charges of like maybe suspicion or like held on something. I'm not really exactly sure. Okay, she was the last person that was seen with these babies. All right. So I'm assuming that that is why she's locked up. So don't hold me to that. I don't know, but I do know though that she is incarcerated, and that a lot of things point to her having something to do with the death of them. They were found in a creek. Their bodies were recovered, like I said yesterday. I'm going to just show y'all this article, and then I'm going to show y'all some things because the mother has reportedly been just like bad mouthing the children. This is before they were found. This is like after they went missing and everyone kept asking her about them, and she was just talking all kind of trash about her babies. Okay, these sweet little children. It says police confirm bodies of Tulsa children, Miracle and Tony Crook, have been found and ID'd. Police announced on Friday that the medical examiner has positively identified two little bodies recovered this week from area waterways as those of missing Tulsa children, Tony and Miracle Crook. The 2 and 3-year-old children have been missing since last Friday. The DNA analysis does not confirm that those are our children, does confirm that those are our children, TJ and Miracle, that were in the water and recovered, Police Chief Wendell Franklin said. It's saddening, but it's also, from our perspective, we're elated that we're able to bring closure. And this is closure. It's closure because we are able to actually locate those two and bring them home to their family. By Tuesday afternoon, Franklin had come to the realization that the search had turned into a recovery effort. Miracle's body was recovered Tuesday night from the Verdigris River south of Wagoner. Tony's body was found Wednesday evening in Bird Creek near Owasso. Okay, see, I thought they were both found in that creek. Okay, so possibly both placed somewhere and, the water just took them maybe in different directions. Police found surveillance video showing the children unsupervised playing around Mingo Creek near their apartment complex. The mother, Denisha Willis, was last seen with the children Friday morning at a convenience store. And this is her right here. This is her booking picture. She was arrested on Saturday. They went missing Friday. She was arrested on Saturday. And right here it says, Denisha Willis, the mother of two young missing children, is seen in a Tulsa County jail booking photo from Saturday, May 23rd, 2020. Police believe her children, ages 2 and 3, are dead after playing unsupervised along a creek near their apartment complex. Willis is reportedly being uncooperative with the police investigation. So that's why I would assume that they arrested her, is because she was being uncooperative and they knew that she was withholding some information. Especially considering the last time they were seen, she was with them. And all of a sudden, she just doesn't have them. Okay? But she does not have legal custody of her children. Okay, so she does not, I don't know who exactly they live with, but she does not have legal custody of them. Tulsa County District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler declined to comment on criminal charges the mother might face. She's being held on booking charges of child neglect and assault and battery on a police officer. Kunzweiler says now is the time to focus on the children and grieve. The DA said he and his team take their responsibility seriously to look at the law and the facts in this case without emotion before filing charges. Our community is grieving, and these two children deserve the attention that they deserve. They are innocent. They were innocent lives. Our last memory of them is two kids loving on each other, and I think I'd rather the focus be on the kids and let our community grieve for them appropriately. We'll deal with the other stuff as time comes forward. So sad, y'all. This is just another tragic, terrible story, of just such short little lives just ended so quickly and abruptly. It's just senselessly. It just makes no sense why parents especially do these type of things. I mean, look at them. Sweet little innocent children, but she shouldn't have had them. I don't know why she doesn't have custody of them, and maybe that'll come out. If y'all know, drop it down below in the comments. But I'm not sure why she doesn't have them. Maybe, I mean, there's obviously a good reason why she doesn't have them. Okay? But right here, let's see, this was published on Monday, okay? So I'm not going to read this because it's quote unquote old news. Okay, this is when they were still missing. They hadn't even been found yet. I just want to show y'all what the mom said about her own children. Hold on, I'm trying to Okay, so here I'm going to just actually okay, this is when the mom went into police custody, okay? So it says right here, police have already said the mother hasn't been very helpful, but relatives paint a much bleaker picture based on their conversations with her. I just want the kids back safely, said family member Wanda Crook. She was there when police took the children's mother, Denisha, into custody. They opened the door and let me talk to her 3 times. I tried to talk to her and asked her, I begged, I pled to her, please tell me where the kids are. Far from telling her anything useful, Denisha, she says, went on a tirade. She says, F them kids. I ain't got no kids. F them. They probably in the lake somewhere. She kept telling me, why you want to know? Why? Okay, so, you know, what mother says that? Even if she did something just to lose her kids or whatever, a lot of times most of the time parents lose their kids, but they still love them. You still don't want something to happen to your children. Who says this? That woman is definitely guilty of something. I mean, she even specifically said they're probably in the lake somewhere. So she knew where they were. She's not stupid. Well, we aren't dumb. She knows where they were. She did something. Okay, so there's a quick little video on here. I'll just show y'all. Let me turn this off.
I want to thank you all for coming out once again. I know that we're going to bring closure to a case today. But I first want to talk about and let you guys know that I'm aware of things that are going on in other parts of the country. I'm sickened and horrified by the video image that I saw yesterday regarding Mr. Floyd. So from our department perspective, our hearts go out to that family. Now I want to focus now on bringing closure to the family here in Tulsa and talk to you about what we've done and where we're at now. I knew that when we called you out on Monday, on Memorial Day, I know we woke a lot of you up and had you leave your families, and I'm talking media-wise, to come out and cover this particular story. We wanted to use you as our partners in the media as we were trying to determine what happened to little TJ and to Miracle. And when you guys came out to cover that, and we did not get any additional good leads from our Crime Stoppers, from our non-emergency, from our dispatch, we as collectively as a police department gathered and started talking about the other possibilities that these children had gone into the water. So it wasn't until later in the week that we found video of them going into the water, going down the embankment towards the water. And when they didn't come back up from that embankment, we knew what we were dealing with. Now came the focus of trying to recover those two children, and I knew it was going to be a monumental task because of the time lapse, the time that had passed, and just how the river works. So we called on a number of different resources to help us. And without question, each and every law enforcement agency, each and every rescue service that we called immediately deployed boats, deployed personnel in an attempt to find these children. I want to read you from the city of Tulsa, our agencies that responded and were a part of this. It was the Tulsa Fire Department, Urban Search and Rescue, our Stormwater Department for the city, our Child Crisis, our Child Exploitation, our Fugitive Warrants Unit, our Special Response Team, our Special Victims Unit, our Family Violence Unit, our Tulsa Police Dive Team, our K-9 units, our Cyber Crimes Unit, and our Crime Scene Unit. Not to mention all of the patrol officers that were working that area. All of them came together and were called on in a monumental effort to find these children. Our outside agencies that took part: Wagner County Sheriff's Office, the Wagner County Emergency Management, the Cherokee Marshal Service, Rogers County Sheriff's Office, Verdigris Fire Department, Oklahoma Highway Patrol, Webbers Fall Fire Department, Fort Gibson Fire Department, Muskogee County Emergency Management, the Army Corps of Engineers, the Oklahoma Game Warden, and, of course, our federal partners, the FBI. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention our Public Safety Center, our 911 center, that was also involved in this effort. It's a lot of people, a lot of agencies, a lot of cooperation, a lot of collaborating, all for one mission. We knew when Sheriff Chris Elliott contacted me of a child's body, we knew that more likely than not that was going to be one of our victims. And of course, on, I believe it was Wednesday, the recovery of a second body out near Rogers County. So this morning, or I guess late last night, we did get DNA analysis back, and the DNA analysis does confirm that those are our two children, TJ and Miracle, that were in that water and recovered. It's saddening, but it's also, from our perspective, we're elated that we were able to bring closure, and this is closure. It's closure because we were able to actually locate those two and bring them home to their families. So I know from my perspective, I know each and every person that's involved in this was so happy that they were able to do that. I cannot thank Sheriff Chris Elliott enough. He immediately offered whatever we needed to assist. Sheriff Scott Walden did the same thing when we got out in Rogers County and knew we were out in Rogers County. A quick phone call, and there were deputies there in no time. Also, I contacted Sheriff Vic Rigolato in Tulsa County Sheriff's Office when we planned to do this massive search effort and needed airboats and other equipment that we don't have. He immediately sent, within 30 minutes, there was a deputy in the command post wanting to know where they should launch their airboats. So, great effort, monumental effort. I also would be remiss if I don't talk about and tell you what the DPS Commissioner, Scully, in a phone call conversation with him and Colonel Brent Sugg, they offered every support that they had from the state level. And OHP obviously launched their airboats as well, had equipment that we don't have, and had expertise in the waterways. And I can't tell you enough our partners at Tulsa Fire Department and what they did and what they were able to do using their search teams to navigate through the water. I saw them going into places that I didn't think was possible to go in, but they did in search of these children. You know, one of the things that I do is I constantly get lots of phone calls and encouragements from everyone within the community. I had a phone call from TPS Chief Matthias Wicks with their police department. And one of the things that he told me is, you know, Wendell, we're fathers first. We're parents first. At some point, this uniform is going to hang up somewhere. This badge is going to hang up somewhere, and I will not be a police officer. They can take our jobs away from us and take other things away from us, but the one thing they can't take away is the fact that if you're a parent, you're a parent. If you're a mother or father, you're a mother or father, and they can't take that away from you. So it was very humbling to be so involved in this investigation and to put forth all the effort that we did, and we did it because we're all parents, we're all sons and daughters, and that is what carries us through. So I want to thank everyone that's involved in this. I am happy that we're able to bring closure, and I know what that closure brings another chapter, and that is I know that all of you are wondering what we will do next, what are the next steps for us, and that's why I invited the Tulsa County District Attorney, Steve Kunzweiler, to come in and talk to you and let you guys know what the next steps are, and then we'll open it up for questions.
You know, whenever a child dies, we have the right to ask questions. How could this have happened? Why did this happen? What could have been done to prevent it from happening? Whenever a child dies, our emotions come readily to the surface. We become upset, we become dismayed, we become frustrated, we become angry. What do I know about young Miracle and TJ, whose last images were those of each other holding their hands? I'm confident of this. I'm confident that they're resting in the bosom of their Creator, as innocent and as beautiful as when they lived. Cases which involve the possibility of criminal charges related to the death of a child are necessarily emotionally charged. That is natural. However, it's the duty of the District Attorney's Office to set aside the obvious emotions and to do the job for which we were hired to do. We must look at these cases, as we do with all cases, with an eye towards the objective facts. We must weigh those facts and apply them to the law. A decision to file charges is never taken lightly, and it will be no different in this case. As in all cases, a person who's been arrested and charged with a crime is presumed innocent. That presumption remains with that person until and unless a judge or a jury determines otherwise. That's a worthy protection which has held this country together for the past 2 centuries, and it's important to safeguard. My office has received hundreds of reports from the Tulsa Police Department that we are looking over at this moment, and my office will undertake our responsibility on this case, and we will do that with the professionalism that's expected. Thank you.
With that, I'll open it up for questions.
Just kind of hearing in your voice, took this very seriously. How personal as a whole, whole group standing 100 miles of waterway that you guys just take this for 6 days. You guys never stopped.
Yeah, we did. And again, like I said earlier, we're all sons, daughters, mothers, and fathers. So we wanted to leave nothing unturned as we made this search. And we met as a group, the detectives, the major of the detective division, Deputy Chief Larson. We all met and we said, what if we don't find them? What do we do next? And that was the biggest concern of mine, is what if we don't find them? Because there's always going to be that feeling in the back of your mind that you didn't bring closure, that they may be out there. So for us to locate them, I think that was nothing but God intervening and putting us in the right places. The Wagner County deputy that was out fishing while off duty, and seeing that, he was placed there for a reason. The crews, the USAR team that was launching from Rogers County there at 145th and 46th Street North, as they were launching, they went in there to launch a boat to do reconnaissance on whether or not they could launch that boat, and then made that discovery. So that's putting them in the right place.
Do you have a message for the community? I haven't seen something like this impact so many people.
Yeah, it's, I know the community really got involved in this, and it has been a headline story for several days. I say, if you have little ones, you go home and you hug them. You go home and you play ball with them. You do whatever you can to be a good parent. You don't take your eyes off of your children. Understand that you as a parent are there to ensure that individual grows up and becomes a thriving member of our society. That is the message that I have.
With this outcome, could the complaints and charges against the mother be upgraded?
Steve, yeah.
So here's the deal. Our community is grieving, and these 2 children deserve the attention that they deserve. They were innocent lives. Our last memory of them is 2 kids loving on each other. And I think I'd rather the focus be on those kids and let our community grieve for them appropriately. We'll deal with the other stuff as time comes forward, but I've got a job to do. We're gonna review what the Tulsa Police Department has given to us. I'm not going to speculate on what, if any, charges are going to be filed, but the point is, you have a lot of people in this community, including yourself, that this has been a really trying time, and I echo what Chief Franklin just said. God was here with us and helping recover their bodies, and we need to pray for all those lost families who are out there. There's a lot of folks that have lost people in circumstances that nobody understands. You lose a child to cancer, you lose a child to an automobile accident, and those questions are why. And I think this is the time to pray and help our community grieve for these kids, and then at the appropriate time we'll do what our job requires us to do. But today is the day to be thankful, at least, that we've been able to recover these children, and we'll move on to the next chapter.
So has the case officially been turned over to the DA's office?
Yes, yes, several hundred pages. I've been in contact with my chief child abuse prosecutor. We're going to be spending probably the majority of this weekend looking over the reports and discerning what, if anything, we're going to do with that. And that's our job. And our job is to set aside all that emotion. I know it's sad, I know it's difficult, but it's not something that's unusual for our office. We'll move forward and we'll make whatever decision we're going to make at the appropriate time.
Steve, I really understand what you're saying about grieving. I think a lot of our community is grieving. But I think there are a lot of people out there who want justice and they want it now. That's part of their grieving process. And I think that's why so many people are asking for more arrests, more people to be held accountable. Can you give those people an answer? I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday.
Sure. Sure. So, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, that's the point of why I started out my comments with that the emotions run high on these kind of cases, and that's the last thing that any law enforcement officer, any judge, or even prosecutor needs to be focused on is this rush to judgment. We're going to look at these things the way we're supposed to look at these things. My duty, my obligation is to review anything that's turned over to my office with an eye towards are there facts there to support a charge, and do I have a reasonable expectation that I could be successful in front of a judge or a jury using a beyond a reasonable doubt standard. So I get it, I understand it, but people are angry, people are upset, people are dismayed, people are sad, and those aren't the types of times that anybody should be making any kind of a snap decision. Whenever, as I told you yesterday, whenever we put pen to paper and charge somebody with a crime, that alters that person's trajectory for the rest of their life. And so I take that responsibility very seriously, and we're going to do that job. But I want to get everybody back to this point of this is a time to deal with grief for these children. Let our community try and heal as best we can.
But you would say you're well aware that there were multiple people responsible for this.
Well, as I had indicated before, we're going to look at every case individually. People can have a lot of different opinions about what somebody should be charged with or if other people ought to be involved. And I'll leave that up to law enforcement as far as what they want to refer to us. And then that's our responsibility to make any decision based upon what they give us. So we're going to stick with the tried and true formula. It's always worked. As a prosecutor, you're supposed to look at things independently and objectively and not influenced by the anger that the public might have.
Chief, if I could ask you a question. A lot of people have come out around the fence line where these two kids were seen missing, and they've taken it upon themselves to put up a gate and some chicken wire at times. What's your reaction to their willingness to try and create a safer area for other kids who live in that complex?
Well, I understand their thought process. I understand their heart. The reason that there's no gate there, again, I've talked to our city sewer department, city water department about the why, and again, that area is a man-made area. It is made to allow the storm waters to flow from all of our homes, all of our streets, all of our roadways into a singular area and be washed out towards the river. As part of that, they recognize and understand that there is a potential for someone to go into the water, and those steps are there, and the openings are there to allow people an avenue out if they are able to get out. They need to have that avenue. If there were to be a gate that's placed over that, I would think that would be a little bit difficult for a person to navigate. I don't know if you've been down in those areas, but the incline's very steep, and as you come up those man-made stairs that are built into the embankment, it would be difficult to swing a gate, whether it's inside or outside, towards you or away from you, to exit that area. So that's my understanding why there are no gates. Again, it's been there for many, many years. And if you live over there, if you live anywhere near the water, then you've got to understand that that danger is there. And it's up to us as parents to ensure that our children are safe. If you have a swimming pool, you don't let a child run wild in a backyard without parental supervision when there's a swimming pool there. This is no different.
One last clarification question, if you will. You talked about supervision. There's been some back and forth on whether mom was asleep or passed out. I know the report said passed out. Some have said asleep. Do you know for certain either or on that?
No, I don't think we know for certain either or. Obviously, this information and our investigation is based on what people are telling us. So I don't know whether or not she was passed out or asleep. Again, if you're the sole responsible person for your children, you cannot just leave them unattended. We've had cases of this in the past where parents were passed out and a child was on a floor furnace. So again, this is no different than that.
One more question.
I mean, the community's obviously grieving over this. What can we do to prevent this from ever happening again as a community?
I think as a community, we have to band together. We have to look at those. Again, there were people that saw these children alone playing, and I think we have to question why. We have to, in the back of our head, trigger and say, I've got things to do, but that's not right that these kids are alone by themselves. I'm going to either watch them or I'm going to call law enforcement to check on these children. If you see that, then don't hesitate to contact us. If you see that, don't hesitate to contact the DHS or whatever other service that's out there that can assist with with these type cases. Okay. Thank you.
That's so sad. Just so, so sad. Those poor little babies did not deserve to die, and they sure didn't deserve to die like this. All they were doing was just trying to have fun. I'm sure probably enjoying being, with their mom, not understanding, anything that has gone on or happened or whatever she don't have them for or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just real, real sad. And like he said, people saw the kids playing alone. Why didn't somebody report that? There's a lot of people that say, oh, well, it was none of my business. It is your business. It is your business. It's all of your business. Anybody that sees a 2 and a 3-year-old outside playing by themselves near a body of water, make it your business. Okay? And then whatever else happens can come after that. Oh, well. Make it your business. Make sure that they're okay. Because if someone had just taken the 10 seconds to just call 911 and say, hey, I need an officer out here at this address. This is what's going on. Just say that real quick. Hang up. You don't have to give them your name. You can make an anonymous report. There's no reason why this should have happened. All it would have taken was a minute or less to make a phone call. That's it. And possibly they could have been still alive. It's sad. And people need to wake up and realize they need to stop worrying about what the next person's going to think or looking like they're being nosy or trying to stay out of business, because there's certain things that like I said, you need to make it your business. When things like this happen, they can be prevented. It could have been prevented. And I mean, I'm not pointing fingers because it's not their fault. They didn't know, you know, but I'm just trying to wake everybody up. Like, y'all need, just wake up. You see babies out here playing near water. If you don't call the police, at least just go down there and make sure that there's an adult out there. There's no way I could just see two little small toddlers playing near water. If I saw that, I would immediately go in that direction. I don't have to go near the children, but go in that direction just so you can see for yourself if there's an adult. And if there's no adult there, then you need to, find out, hey, are y'all lost or, something. And then you can start taking steps that you need to get the children back to wherever they need to go or make sure they're okay, you know. But don't just leave them out there and turn your head and look the other way and keep it moving. Like I would never be able to live with myself. I couldn't do it. So, just say a prayer for this family that has lost these babies. This is just so sad and so heartbreaking. I will be keeping y'all updated as things develop a little more. I will be keeping y'all updated on all this and what happens with the mom and, just what happens, period. So I love y'all. If y'all want to send me anything, y'all can do so in my email or you can add me on Facebook and send what you like through there. If y'all have not subscribed to my other channel, please click on the link down below. Subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Till the next time I talk to y'all, I love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. God bless.